happy babies. Here are some ways to make babies happy. I think that crying babies would actually learn to cry less as well as be pleased about crying less if a computer with a visual sensor as well as an audio sensor were to notice when the baby was crying, when there were pauses. So like wah, pause, and then right at the pauses would make an appealing musical tone that the babies liked. Now, I've seen things online where babies immediately have their attention shifted to a musical tone, and they show great happiness at hearing the musical tone. So what I think that the baby would learn during this process would be that if it had more pauses during crying, then it would hear more happy musical tones, and then the baby could also learn that after a certain amount of pauses with the creation of happy musical tones, the electromechanical mechanism could make another pleasant noise, which would cause the person or other kind of electromechanical caregiver to come visit the baby, providing touch comfort. Now, the benefit there is that during the 20th century, some parents had a concern that coming up to their baby who was crying and then providing it comfort might actually be reinforcing the crying behavior. This way, the parents actually come to visit the baby and they reinforce the absence of crying behavior, or the baby decided to avoid crying behavior. So that makes the baby happy as well as making the parents happy. Now, another thing that would make babies happy, I think, has to do with the nature of diapers as well as when babies go poo. Now, I think a fairly carefully written computer program that had something similar to acoustic imaging as well as laser imaging of a nude baby might be able to tell from subtle changes when the baby was about to go poo. In other words, it could see the motility of the feces at the intestine and figure out when the baby was really likely to go poo. Then, what the software could do is it could make a happy musical tone that it only made when it noticed the baby was squeezing its sphincter. Thus, what would happen is that the baby would be reminded to squeeze its sphincter at about the same time it was about to go poo. Now, what would happen is that the entire thing would be pleasant from the baby's perspective because it would hear the happy musical tone, yet it would learn to squeeze its sphincter right before or within a minute or two of when it was about to go poo. And I think that those things would gather towards learning to do toilet training many months earlier than usual, which would reduce the difficulties of full diapers that cause crying, as well as the difficulties to the parents of having to change diapers.